Sometimes the phone rings in the ABC 13 newsroom, and the story on the other line is one I just know needs to be told. Several weeks ago, I talked to Karen Bivens for the first time. She was struggling with a lot that day. She just lost her parents in October and was battling her mother's cancer insurance policy for payment. The more we talked, the more I wondered who else might be dealing with this same issue. And the more I started digging, the more I realized her story is one everyone needs to hear, so you don't get stuck with a policy of confusion.
For years, Helen and John Mills's kitchen was filled with smiles.
I lost my dad October the 9th, my mother October the 19th.
Now their daughter Karen Bivens sits in their empty kitchen, surrounded by stacks of insurance papers. Her mother was diagnosed with cancer last year on Mother's Day.
She decided to go through chemo, even though hopefully to slow the cancer or stop it from growing, which it didn't.
Karen's parents' cancer policy, purchased through Legionnaire Insurance Trust Program and a company called Life Insurance Company of North America, was supposed to help pay for her mother's treatment in Baltimore. The family started filing claims at the end of June last year.
They started sending notices of the information that they needed. And after 120 some pages between itemized hospital bills, doctor's bills, I just feel like these letters, these constant letters to me, they're just floating the policy claims in hopes that they don't have to pay anything.
Finally, after weeks of back and forth, Karen contacted the Virginia Bureau of Insurance, part of the State Corporation Commission, and filed a complaint. I asked Ken Schrod with the State Corporation Commission just how long it should take to get a check from an insurance company.
Virginia insurance law does expect insurance carriers to not take an inordinate amount of time to pay claims.
As in 15 to 30 days, 45 days?
Again, you have to look at the circumstances of the case. If all of the information is there, correct, and the terms of the policy say the claim shall be paid, then that should happen in a relatively quick time period, certainly not much longer than 30 days.
It took Karen nearly 6 months before she got fed up and filed a complaint with the Bureau, dated December 23rd of last year. And she has plenty of company.
The Bureau dealt with 3,000 complaints. And of those 3,000 complaints, I think 14, that was over a 2-year period, 14 of those involved cancer policies.
Of those 14 complaints, Schrod says in half the cases, the insurance company was right. In the other 7 cases, the insurance company either realized it made the mistake and paid the claim, or it led to a negotiated settlement. Now, the Bureau of Insurance says one of the 14 complaints specifically was about a cancer policy through the Life Insurance Company of North America. The Bureau says the company position was overturned and they were required to comply with the stated terms and conditions of the policy. I called the 1-800 number on Karen's policy and was referred twice to another person.
Finally, I was referred to Dale Chapman, the trust director of Virginia's chapter of the American Legion. So how are they involved? Well, Chapman tells me the Legion has been endorsing the Legionnaire Insurance Trust here in the Commonwealth since the 1990s. Now, they actually endorse a policy from Life Insurance Company of North America, backed by Cigna. You following me here? The policies are sold to veterans through the mail. Chapman hadn't heard of Karen's complaint prior to my call, and he says in his 13 years as trust director, he can only recall a handful of complaints.
Someone has been complaining in another state, though. In 2012, Massachusetts Attorney General Martha Coakley alleged Life Insurance Company of North America was marketing its cancer and surgical insurance through improper tactics to more than 1,000 Massachusetts veterans. The AG's office contended the company was misrepresenting its insurance as a government veterans benefit, exaggerating benefits, and misrepresenting coverage limits, just to name a few. Life Insurance of North America agreed to pay $1.7 million to consumers and the Commonwealth in a settlement.
It is a buyer beware.
Brad Weaver and Andy Matthews don't sell cancer policies, but they have some good advice when it comes to protecting yourself in the market.
They serve a purpose when used properly, and they're horrible when used incorrectly.
They warn be leery about someone calling, mailing, or ads that pop up on the internet marketing cancer, heart, or critical care policies.
What they might not disclose to them fully are the exclusions, and be careful that you don't do this, don't do that, don't expect it to do this, don't expect it to do that.
So you could be essentially buying a policy that isn't going to.
It can be very disappointing. It can be very disappointing.
Bottom line, talk to a professional before you buy and do your homework. A lot of it.
That's the very advice we want Virginia consumers to understand. It may look like a good plan. Who's the insurance company? Call the Bureau of Insurance and find out whether or not the insurance company is licensed under Virginia insurance law.
As for Karen's concerns that her parents' insurance company was giving her the runaround, Matthew seems skeptical that that's the case.
I doubt seriously if it's the insurance protocol to hassle someone over signatures or anything. My guess is, like anything else in this world, someone not paying attention has caused someone some ongoing issues.
I guess the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because I want people to be aware and to be careful and to ask questions.
Right around the new year, Karen finally got something in the mail, a $2,000 check from the insurance company.
The sad part about it is they never received a cent before they died.
The beginning of this month, Karen got a response from the Virginia Bureau of Insurance. They stated that Virginia has no jurisdiction over this policy because Life Insurance Company of North America is licensed in the District of Columbia. Now, her complaint has been forwarded to the Maryland Insurance Administration. And Karen says she is not giving up.
They'd made me mad, and I know that my parents paid their bills on time, and they took this policy out in good faith. So I was determined not to give up.
Now, to complicate Karen's case even more, she just sent me a letter this week from the Maryland Insurance Administration. It states that her complaint has now been sent to D.C., where Life Insurance Company of North America is licensed. Why it wasn't sent there to begin with by the Virginia Bureau of Insurance, well, we just don't know the answer to that tonight. Also, new today, Karen says Legionnaire Insurance Trust is now investigating. Now, you heard in the story how important it is to do your homework before you buy a policy. Tonight on WSET.com, we'll show you how to do that. I've also set you up with a wealth of information when it comes to cancer policies and what to do if you feel like you've been wronged by your own insurance company.